Car Lifestyle Podcast
with host
Seth Rose from Exotics Rally,
Tminus, Gabe Florido
from Car Lifestyle.
High school.
You didn't?
Yeah.
That sucks, bro.
I lost my virginity. I think I was like 23. I was a late
Shut the fuck up.
No way.
Nah, he's definitely lying.
No, I am. No, I think it was 19. I think 19.
Wow.
19 or 20.
I fingered my third grade teacher.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding. Mrs. Klein.
Hang on. Well, like after
A
you're done,
Jewish
right?
woman? Wait. You
No.
fingered a Jewish woman?
I guess I don't know.
Third
I
grade?
wasn't thinking about her religious denomination when I was
Wow.
touching the cooter.
The cooter. That's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
yo, she told me to hang up my jacket in the coat room in third grade, and I went.
You were not in third grade.
Third grade,
and
bro.
No,
I don't
chance.
buy it. I don't buy it.
Yeah, bro, that's the only thing you don't buy. You fucking buy everything else. Yeah, for real. And she told me to, put on my closet, my jacket in the closet, and I did that. And she came in and started, funneling her, and I made my way to the
Shut.
Third grade?
Third grade.
No.
What were you watching
Yes,
porn
you
in
are
third
lying.
grade?
Dude, I'm a Scorpio. I'm like, that's all I think about 24 hours a day.
Oh, Jesus. On
And
that
ride-
note,
Yeah.
welcome back to the Car Lifestyle Podcast. This week, we're going to talk about Tminus and his indiscretions with teachers in third grade.
I also slept with my science teacher in Hillcrest.
In what, fourth grade?
Hillcrest High School in ninth grade.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, dead up.
Hang on. After you graduated, like after
No.
college, and you came back, you
No,
got at the
no,
bar, like,
no.
oh, Mrs.
No, I never went back because I dropped out of high school.
Wow. Okay. Well, welcome back to the podcast. And my name is Seth Rose. We have with us Tminus, and our special guest this week for podcast number
Very
12
fucking special guest.
is none other than Dennis the Menace Bermudez, who is currently ranked number 7 in the UFC mixed martial arts. I guess
World.
it's considered the World or Association.
Yeah, 145.
145. Well, welcome, Dennis. We're glad to have you here on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
I know we have some mutual friends in common, and Dennis has a certain affinity for cars, and we figured, what better than to have Dennis on the podcast to join us. And welcome,
Thanks for having me.
Tminus. How you doing today?
I'm up in this bitch.
Welcome back, Tminus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Happy to have you as well,
Yo, did you pay your electricity bill? Can you put on the air conditioner?
dude. The AC is cranking. It's the humidity. It's crazy.
What
We
is it-
walked in here, it was like an ice bomb.
What is it
Yeah.
cranking with?
Maybe you need to stop breathing.
I should just probably stop eating. That's probably what's making me hot.
Stop eating. Stop breathing. Then it won't be. so
Yeah.
hot.
Yo, put on the AC. I'll stop breathing.
The AC is on.
For real, it's on?
Yeah, I swear. I loaded actually. I put it down to 68 just
can
for
you-
you. All right, so let's get
I
started.
must be fucking lying.
Again, this is podcast number 12 with our special guest, Dennis the Menace Bermudez. Now, do you like to go by Dennis or the Menace?
You call me the Menace, you call me Dennis, whatever you want, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll just go with Dennis this
Could you
time.
put some air conditioning on for him, please?
Dude, he's like, you're Latino, right?
Yeah,
They
so
don't-
what?
so
So
they
this
don't-
is in a
they don't
tropical
sweat?
climate?
This is Latino heat, dude.
They don't sweat, right?
shit.
No, I went, actually, before I came here, I took a cryo bath.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
a cryo bath?
It's called cryotherapy.
That's like the shit Walt Disney did.
Cryogenics?
No, you go in this like chamber. It's like to like your shoulders, and it shoots out like a fog that is minus 260 degrees
That's
Fahrenheit.
crazy.
Yeah.
T-Minus, stop. They
Yeah.
don't have one big enough for you.
Oh, relax. Like you're fucking Slim Jim over here, Seth.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like fucking 100 pounds of shit in a 50-pound
like
bag.
fog your body?
Yeah. So what it does is your body pretty much thinks it's dying, and it draws all the blood from your extremities, like your fingers, your arms, your legs, and it brings it to your core to keep your organs warm. Right?
Okay.
So you're only in there for like 2.5, 3 minutes. Then you get out. Then the blood rushes back to your extremities, flushing your body, and it's a way of recovery.
Really? That's
Wow.
amazing. So
That's sick.
now, do you do that regularly?
Yeah, it's in Babylon. It's called cryology.
So you do that after a workout or after a training session, or is it just a daily type of routine?
Not daily. I do it twice a week while I'm in fight camp.
And how do you feel when you get out of there?
You're
you feel better or you feel drained?
You're cold for, I don't know, 30 seconds. Then you're, okay, I'm fine. And it's just like it's another form of circulation. So if you increase your circulation, you're increasing your healing. If you
Muscle
will.
recovery.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Wow, I never heard of that. That's a first.
Yeah.
Seth will
interesting.
have bought one by next week. You know.
Science.
I'm gonna have one installed downstairs in my house.
They're like
You're more
50
than
grand.
welcome. Okay, you're
They're
more than
nice.
welcome.
No,
to
it's
come
nothing. This guy's Jewish. Forget about it.
I'm broke.
Yeah, he's broke.
I'm broke. This is
Yeah.
an ongoing thing. He thinks I'm some sort of billionaire, and
Oh yeah, you know, because that's a Casio G-Shock on his wrist.
No,
Show everybody what you got there.
that's a Bolex.
No, that's a Rolex,
The R is a
motherfucker.
B. The R is a B.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Bolex.
Yeah.
Like
Dick.
Bowflex?
Sure, bro. Sure.
All right, so let's get started. Dennis, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and where you got started? Because I know you're originally from upstate New York, and now you're located down here in Long Island, not far from us. How did you get into fighting, and where did you start?
Well, like you said, I'm from Syracuse, New York, born and raised, and you know, I've always had a very aggressive style of wrestling in a guy's face, getting guys tired.
Okay, so you started off as a wrestler. Were you a
Right.
wrestler in high school and college?
Yep,
and all
I was a
that?
wrestler in
Okay.
high school. Then I wrestled in college, and every time I stepped on the mat, like my goal was to just, I don't know,
Annihilate
just
people?
dominate the guy where he
Right.
couldn't breathe and he's just like defenseless.
Oh, you
And
should have
just-
been a cop if you like
I
to
know.
stop people's breathing.
Oh, here we go. Don't get into that debate.
You know, so and also my stature, if you will, I'm a little bit short and stocky, you know. So after I was done with college, you know, I'd go back home to visit my dad, and you know, people were like, why don't you fight, dude? Like you're just like this little ball of energy. I think you'd be badass. I'm like, you know, and then opportunity came, and I tried it out, and I liked it. At first, it was just.
Did you try mixed martial arts first, or was it a progression from wrestling
No.
to boxing to kickboxing?
No, it was I was a wrestler, and after
Did you go to the nationals or anything like that with your wrestling?
I was a freestyle All-American.
Okay.
So I took 6th in the nation.
Wow.
I was ranked 22nd in the nation in college, Division 1.
Nice.
But I wasn't like a state champ. But it was, you know, so I fell short of a lot of my goals I wanted to accomplish in wrestling. So 2 things happened with fighting. One was I get this little chip off my shoulder. Cause I'd be at like a bar hanging out, you know, and while I was wrestling, some people would look at me and
Did people fuck with the little guy? Let's face it.
well, no, nobody ever really fucked with me too much when I was wrestling, you know.
Right.
And okay,
Because they
and-
knew you.
and or if they did, I would just be like, dude, I will just absolutely crush you, because I'm just, you know, working out with beasts all day. You're nothing, you know.
Right.
So I could almost like shoo a guy off, like, dude, like take a hike, you know. And it wasn't until after I was done fighting or after I was done wrestling, I'd be at a bar and someone would just be looking at me weird, and I would have this like, what are you looking at, dude? Like what, like. There's almost like this chip on my shoulder, you know.
Right. So you're always pretty aggressive.
And once I started fighting again, or like training and competing, it was gone, you know.
Right. So that chip was gone. You were
I-
kicking ass.
Yeah. So I started training, and I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm just going in here and just kicking these dudes' ass every day. And then I was like, oh, wait, you can make money doing this? Like, yeah, dude. You know, I started.
But it's so many different techniques you have to learn, right? Like judo and Shotokan and karate and
I
kung
mean,
fu
the basic techniques, like that for me, example, everything you just said, I don't even know how that even,
Really?
no.
Right. I think.
So it's-
and correct me if I'm wrong. Most of them have a basis of jiu-jitsu and wrestling and boxing.
So like either Muay Thai or kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. That's pretty, you know.
That pretty much
But-
covers the gamut of a typical MMA fight.
Because, you know, I'll be out at the grocery store, so I'm like, oh man, like I'll be talking with some guy, and yeah, I do Krav McGraw. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Right.
That's the Israeli self-defense.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you know, I do this, I do that. I'm like, I don't. Because I remember one time when I first moved to Long Island, I went to this Taekwondo gym or whatever. Because this one guy, hey, I got some sparring for you. Because I didn't really know anybody. I'm like, all right, sure.
Right.
And I was already 7-1 pro, and so,
That's
all right.
7-1 pro in the UFC or 7-1?
No, just pro
period?
outside of UFC. Yeah.
Okay.
And And so I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, he's a black belt Taekwondo guy. I'm like, all right, like this should be a good scrap. Like here we go. I get in there. The dude like tried to kick me in the head one time. I like backed up and then I just got in his face and just totally just mauled him. I'm like, really? That's what this? All right.
So basically, his Taekwondo was useless. I mean,
I guess being a black belt. Well, I mean, if you're a black belt,
I think that's more
Taekwondo
calculated.
guy.
That's more calculated. You're not so much calculated, I would say. You're just going for the kill. and
Well,
do
I
what you
mean, I'm a
gotta do.
wrestler. I just grab a guy,
Right.
throw him on his head, and then I punch it.
and
punch
do what
it
you
in.
got to do.
Yeah,
There's
you know?
no technique mapped out.
Yeah. So a lot of guys be like, so what's your style, man? Like, what's your technique? I'm like, I don't know, punch a guy in the face.
Win.
I mean, I think sometimes, and I also tell myself this, like, it's a fight. It's not, you know, like a lot of people make it more complicated than it actually has to be.
Right.
You know, and I mean, when you do get into it and all the details and stuff like that, yeah, it's very. You could point out every inch of movement in a fight and how to do it totally correctly, But if you think of every inch, you start to get kind of like a car. If you think about the whole engine, never having like, oh man, but if you just think about, I'm just worried about the exhaust.
Right.
It makes it a little more simple. you
Right,
know?
right.
Just mashing the throttle and go.
But
Right.
there are people that really study techniques, like Bruce Lee. Not that he was
sure.
MMA or whatever, but he was very studied.
MMA has changed a lot, and I don't know where you came into it and how many years ago. I think it was around 2009-ish.
2009 was when I had my first amateur fight.
Okay. Now, I remember watching way back when it first got started, they were in the steel cage, and these guys were kicking the shit out of each other until they broke arms. They dragged them around by their hair.
Yeah, but that was like blood sport before like UFC was really sanctioned.
Right, before it became sanctioned, there were any rules. I mean, it was nasty.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be like today if it was like that. I don't know if guys could handle all that. I mean, it was eye gouging.
TV and pay-per-view, that can't handle it. That's the reason it's not
They
like that.
fought
It was tough.
more than once in one night.
Right. It was like a tier. They
Yeah.
kept fighting, and Hoist Gracie was, he was like the man back then. And
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Actually, Ken Shamrock was big back then.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he actually just lost to Kimbo Slice.
I saw that.
What?
Yeah, that was Kimbo was like almost choked out. Then he got up and just
I don't.
crashed
Yeah.
on him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that
Shamrock,
either.
I think Ken Shamrock's getting a little up there in years. Maybe he was a little winded quickly.
I don't know, man. He was in some sick shape.
But going back, so you started out in like 2009. Your record right now, I did a little research on you. Don't mind
Okay.
me. Your record is 15-4-0.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, and right now you're ranked number 7 in the UFC, and now you're a featherweight. I think at one point you were a lightweight.
When I was talking about before, when I was 7-1 pro,
Right.
that was all at 155.
Okay, and that's lightweight.
Then I saw the opportunity to get to be on the Ultimate Fighter show,
Right.
which was at 145. Someone
I
threw it
see.
out to me, so I was like,
Let's-
shoot, why not?
Let's talk about the show. How was that? Was that a good experience for you? Was that a huge building block in your career?
It's both. I mean, a lot of times people
So
ask
you-
me, would I do it again? Like,
So you're penned up in a house with a whole bunch of dudes,
yeah.
right? I mean,
They all want to fight.
Yes.
Are things flaring in the house? Does it get a little crazy, or is it not everything you see on TV?
I was so focused and determined of what I wanted to do there that I didn't get caught up in all that. There's
All
a
the
lot of
drama.
guys staying up late and, whether they're drinking or whatever or pranking each other. I was like in bed at like 10 o'clock.
Oh, you were super focused.
I was waking up. I was like stretching. I was eating clean. I'm winning this thing was the whole.
And you did.
I was a runner-up.
A runner-up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's as good as a win.
Yeah, and it was almost easy to stay super disciplined because there weren't any other distractions unless you want to go be a jerk off with those guys.
right, but they stop you from using your cell phone and stuff like that, right?
No, they're not. They take all those things.
All right, well,
Right.
that's what I'm
We
saying.
couldn't
Yeah, they
read
stop you, yeah.
anything. The only thing you could read was
I'm sure, like
So
a
you're like
Bible.
sequestered. There's nothing around.
was like a Bible.
Bible, yep.
Really? There's no
or,
TV,
or no TV,
no computers,
no computer,
internet,
no
nothing.
internet, no phones,
I'd
no.
freak out. I
Why,
don't know if I
why
can
do you
handle
think
that.
they do that?
They want us to interact with each other. You know.
So they want the turmoil because it looks good for TV.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
want the drama for TV.
So what
I'd be
happens?
good on that show.
Yeah, they have all the booze you want if you want it, but like so at first no one's drinking, but then as soon as guys start getting knocked off,
Right.
they're bored and
Like,
they're
what else
getting
am I going to
fucked
do?
up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I watched one season. I think it was the season with Matt Serra because I was interested because I knew him, and I was watching that season. And somebody like went through the wall, like there was like a fight, and these guys got into a fight. They can get disqualified if you fight in the house. I think.
yeah.
They
I
don't-
mean
they don't promote that.
Yeah, don't hit each other. You know, like, and it's dumb.
I want you
'cause-
to get right to the point, but not actually do it.
Yeah. You know, like you see it like a lot of times now, like guys at weigh-ins pushing each other and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
stop. You're going to fight within 24 hours. You just can't. You really hate them so much. You gotta push them. I mean, no one's really done that to me, but like I would never.
You wouldn't feed into it.
No, why?
Yeah.
Right, so
I'm gonna punch you in the face tomorrow. Like I don't. You know.
So the Ultimate Fighter, so that was a good
Like
experience.
if you push me, I push you back. If I push you back, it's because we're fighting right now. Like I don't push people back just to push them.
Right.
If I push you up, it's like, all right, now I'm gonna like Superman punch in the face. You know, like I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
Some of these guys are like, stop. What are you?
Well, who else from that house? You were season 14?
14, yep.
Right? Who else from that house is current?
Who we got? Brian Caraway. He's a top 10 guy at 135. John Dodson, I think, is the number 2 guy at 125 now.
What class is that?
125 is flyweight.
Flyweight.
Yeah, so
I
he's
didn't even know they had that.
That's the lightest.
He's always been a
class,
flyweight, but they didn't have a flyweight Ultimate
Category,
Fighter.
yeah, I know.
So he went to 135 and won it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Diego Brandao is the guy that I lost to in the finale. He's still around, but he hasn't been doing so hot. He's not.
How'd you
ranked.
lose? Tap out?
Yeah, I knocked him down. I thought he was dead. I was just going to clean up shop, get ripped off by the ref.
And he surprised you.
And like I was 2-hand punching like left, right, left, right, left, right. He was moving. I'm like, stop moving. So I grabbed him with my left so I could like wind up big with the right hands.
Right.
Then he arm barred the arm that was already
man.
down. I was like, ah.
That's a tough
I
break.
got a
It's gotta
little,
be-
I got a little zealous,
It's got to be super tough on you, especially in the house.
Yeah.
When you lose something.
Well,
like that.
it was so the show happens up to semifinals.
Okay.
And then you go home, they air the whole show.
Right.
And then the finale happens.
right, because the
Right,
finale's
right, right.
live.
Right.
Right.
And who's your coach? Were you on Bisbing's team?
I was on Mayhem Miller's team.
Okay.
Yep.
And what were they like? What were the coaches like? Were they really trying to help you, or was it
Yeah.
just like for the show?
I mean, Bisping was, he had a good time because it's in Vegas, and I'm pretty sure the producers, hey, like you coaches can do whatever you want. Yeah, like you don't even have to come if you don't want,
Right.
So a few nights, I think Bisping, and you could watch the episodes where he's just not there.
Right.
Like, where is he? Well, I think he had a rough night last night.
Oh,
or
really?
and he sent like his other coaches or something with that. But
And what about I'm sorry, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I was just I got
it's
a lot going on in my head. What about nutrition wise? Do they give you whatever you want?
yeah. So there's a list, and you write down what you want them to bring, and within 12 to 24 hours, it's in the fridge.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
then
awesome.
It's labeled
The
with
other
your name
people,
on it and stuff like that.
yeah, the other people respect like what you're. Feeding.
Yeah, we kind of made a truce, like just don't, because if you watch previous seasons,
Right.
someone would pee on someone else's
Right,
food.
right, right, right. I've
or
seen
put-
that. I've seen
So
that. Yeah,
we
I
were
didn't
just like,
see
we,
that.
Dude, it's bad.
we kind of brought everyone like, yo, don't fuck with each other's food, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, don't fuck with mine, I won't fuck yours.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah, no, I saw that episode where
Yeah.
they were the back and forth like
Yeah.
and
I mean-
and other things in their food like
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. That would lead me to
No bueno.
to go right to jail because I would have to kill somebody.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about your fights. Do you try to develop like a hatred towards your opponent in order to do better, or have you ever fought somebody who you're very close with, and you just have to put that aside? Like it's interesting to me that a lot of everybody always for the most part when the fight's over, if you're the winner, you always go over and
Right.
and give them the respect, but. Behind the scenes, we don't get to see what happens.
Right.
So is there a lot of like I just saw the other day there was a YouTube video that went viral where two guys were watching in like the back room and they started fighting and kicking the shit out of each
Really?
other.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like two fighters. I don't know if you saw. One of them was watching the TV, the other one went over and just cracked him. Clocking from behind, and then the two went at it. But what goes on behind the scenes? Are you usually do you try to develop a hatred towards the person, or just to be more energized when you get in the ring?
I mean, because I've had opponents where they're like, because we're there all week to doing interviews and stuff like that, and photo shoots and stuff like that. So you'll see your opponent like from Tuesday till fight night throughout the hotel. So
your next fight, that's in Vegas, July 11th.
Right.
So you'll be out there a week before. So you'll be there like July 4th celebrating. Yes. And so you're doing interviews the whole week prior?
So if I'm fighting on a Saturday, I'll be there the Tuesday before that Saturday.
Okay.
And some opponents, every time you see them, they're like dirty looking you and like snarling.
Really?
It's like, dude, come on. But actually, that's actually very rare. A lot of guys are like, hey man, what's up? Because that's what I do.
You know what? That's so professional, though, if you're like that.
You gotta be humble.
It's really a competition of skill.
Yeah.
It's really not like you're trying to kill a guy,
No.
Yeah.
No, we're not maliciously... I've got no intent of like maliciously like
damaging somebody.
Yeah, like permanently like break. Like no, I'm just trying to get my hand raised.
Have
broken someone's nose?
Ever permanently damaged somebody yet?
I don't know, maybe some scar. Like just like
cuts and stuff.
Yeah,
cuts and stuff like that. I was just wondering, how do you deal with something? Because it's got to be something.
No, I don't think
if you really damage somebody to the point where, let's just say, you were to destroy somebody's career. And not on purpose, by fault of the fight.
Right.
It happens. It's happened.
It happens.
Well, the thing is it's almost impossible to do, just because the referees they're trained. They're trained now.
Super well trained. They are.
Like you see someone like not be able to defend themselves. Whoop, fight's over. That's it.
That's why they don't switch referees, because those people are so trained.
They don't take chances.
Yep. Yeah, there's like 5 referees.
And every once in a while, you'll see like a guy stumbling, looking like Bambi was just born, and some wrestler let it go, and then they'll come back and win. So it's weird because I've been in that scenario where I get dropped like a bad habit. And they're like, he's dead. Yeah. And then I come back and win the fight. So it's
hard.
Yeah,
it's a hard call.
It is. It is. And like I said, but for someone to like life altering hurt someone, like. He's got to be unconscious. I got to be able to just be able to tee off on him. And like the old UFCs or like Dream and Pride, where you could like
go to the bitter end.
Right. No, you could like stomp people in the face and stuff like that.
Yep, the shit was way more lenient.
But even that was hard. And on top of that, the guy you're fighting is trained to defend himself.
Right.
It's not like I'm just like, random.
Yeah, some sucker on the street.
Row G, seat 22. Come on down. You're going against the Menace. It's another guy who's trained and obviously you guys are at the same pyramid. It's not like, I'll fight. It's not like the champions go against the worst guy in the division.
Right.
You got to work.
He's got to be qualified.
So there's so many things that, it's hard.
When you were in the house, did you have like favorite trainers, or did like cool other fighters that were more advanced than yourself? Were they showing up to help you guys, and you get to meet a lot of people that you look up to?
I'm just going to interrupt you guys. Who's ever listening, you're going to have to ignore the background noise.
Yeah,
we have like a helicopter.
The helicopters are searching for Seth's money.
Are hovering over the house here. But go ahead.
So I met my manager on the show.
Okay.
He was Mayhem's manager, and I just liked the relationship they had together.
Right.
And I, pulled him aside like, hey, will you be my manager?
Right.
Like, because I didn't have one.
Right.
And I knew after the show I was going to need one.
Totally necessary. Absolutely.
So I still work with the Muay Thai coach that I met on the show.
Oh, dope.
And the boxing coach.
Did you have an opportunity to meet anybody that you really wanted, that you look up to fight-wise or technique-wise, or...
I'm not much of a like, I don't know how to say, like a suck up, or like I think I'm a badass.
I don't think that you need to be a suck up to to admire other people's skills. Like there's a few people I'd like to meet.
all the guys that were competing were like about my level. I didn't even know they existed.
Right.
But it was cool to meet like Mayhem and Miller and Mike Bisping.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like if I was there, which I'll probably never be there, but if I was there, I'd like to meet people like Forrest Griffin, Ronda Rousey.
I still
George St.
think
Pierre.
I still think the best fight of all time was the first Ultimate Fighter with Forrest Griffin.
Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner.
My
without
God.
question.
That was like such a battle.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was like an epic
That was
battle
like
for
Mickey
me.
Ward and Arturo Gotti. Crazy.
It was just an epic battle, and those are the fights that I enjoy. I mean, I like the knockouts too.
Yeah, who doesn't like a knockout?
I mean, it's just amazing.
And I like
just
the
to
show
make it
quality.
drop.
I like how Rampage Jackson used to get in the and just be an animal and try to be like the Mike Tyson of the ring.
I had words with him on Bull Run 2012.
Did you?
Yeah.
Damn, man, I would have paid him to punch you in the face.
How'd that go?
He came to the start of Bull Run 2012 in L.A. and he was driving a Lamborghini LP640 Roadster, which I found out was a rental.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know he's a car guy though, and I know he had an R8 and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't his. I don't know. And I think Bull Run got it for him.
I think he's got like 6 cars.
Wow.
I think 4 of them the UFC gave to him.
Oh, really?
Or
I know.
like-
I know.
They're
The UFC
fighting, like,
gave
here.
Chuck Liddell cars.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
this one, from what I understand, it was like he said to Bull Run, "You want me to come to the start? Get me a car." He didn't want to use his own car and put
Smart.
decals on
He's
it.
smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got him a car. They put decals on it. Then this one team, Team Woo, who's these Asian guys. Who,
I know, with the cop cars.
Right. They screw
Yep.
with everybody and they play jokes on him. They put something on the back of his
that was
car
dumb.
that said, like, I'm just a bitch or something like that.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it was something
Hang
like
on,
that.
more about
So-
Team Woo. They have fake cop cars that pull you guys
Yeah.
over?
No. They just use fake cop cars to try to avoid the police while on a rally. They figure that other cops won't pull them over.
Like the old Cannibal Run where they have the priest.
Right.
Like,
Right.
who's gonna pull a priest over? You know.
Right.
It was that kind of like
Hang
an
on,
ambulance.
but they're driving cop cars?
Well, decommissioned cop cars that they put decals on and stuff like that.
And make
they
it look
figured-
identical
Hang on,
to a
but
cop car.
are they souped up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a Dodge Charger, supercharged, yeah. Which is pretty,
Yeah.
which is pretty
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
So I said something to Rampage like, hey, nice car.
Not
And
pretty illegal. Sorry.
That's right.
It's like borderline illegal.
It's borderline
not
criminal
illegal.
impersonation.
Yeah, it's not illegal, but if you do anything
Cop-like.
other than just drive it straight, it's illegal.
Yeah, if you do some cop-like, you put on your lights or something like that.
Got it.
You're not supposed to have red and blue lights on top.
Right.
You could have green lights. You could have amber lights, but you can't have red and blue.
Red
if
and
you have
blue,
that.
and you can't have,
That's
like,
a
you know,
problem. Strobes. You can't have.
Right, you can't have the wigwags where the lights go back and forth.
Right,
you
right,
can't have
right.
that. I mean, you can have all this stuff, but you can't use it.
Got you.
Yeah. So the long story short of that whole thing, they put something on the back of his car, and I said, "I guess you like nuts."
Oh yeah, you're crazy.
He was like, "What the fuck's that supposed to mean?" I said, "Did you look at the back of the car?" He's like, "I don't have to." I said, "Okay, keep driving, jackass." And that was it. I took off in my car, and he took off with everybody, and then he wound up bailing out. He was just there for the start.
You're lucky he didn't whip that ass.
Well, see, that I was going to get to that question. Now, I always was told years ago that boxers were like licensed.
Well, you have to register your hands.
Well, is that true?
I've never gone somewhere where I actually had to fill out paperwork.
Right,
and-
right.
Now,
I'm sure. Are you in contract? Like your contract at UFC, and you don't have to go into it if you don't want to. But like your contract at UFC, does that say that if you got into a street fight somewhere, or were arrested or something like that, that you would be disqualified or thrown out? Does that exist? Because I know there's some viral videos out there of some UFC fighters who are like out drinking,
Well, I
like
mean,
New Orleans. Some guy
before-
gets out of hand, they crack him.
Yeah, but before Dennis even answers that, John Jones hit somebody and ran just recently, hit and run accident. All right, and whatever. It's bad publicity for for
yeah.
sponsors.
Right.
So everybody pulled out, and UFC suspended him.
yeah.
And they don't even, like the story's not even totally out yet, but just the fact that he was charged with hit and run.
Right.
But that was John Jones' like third strike.
Oh, it was? Oh, I didn't even know.
He got a DUI in a Bentley
Oh, wow.
way back.
So he's had
And
other
then
issues.
he like cocaine showed up on one of his
Oh, man.
drug tests. And then this, I was just like,
Oh, they were like, yeah, we're done."
Johnny,
Yeah.
no, Johnny. He's dude. I met him in L.A. Super cool dude.
He is, right?
Yeah.
he likes to have a good time, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. He was the youngest champ.
Yep.
He's
Ever in the UFC.
He's 22 years old, making
Really?
a couple millions of dollars.
Yeah, crazy.
That is nuts. Well, okay, that brings me to another question. How come UFC fighters make less than boxers per se? Is it the advertising, the sponsorships? Is it that there are more UFC fights? Because they're up to what, UFC 189?
Yeah, but that's only because boxing's really dead. Like, there's really nobody in boxing.
Is it dead, or
The
is
Mike
it that,
Tyson
is it
era
that
is
much
gone,
more
you know?
exclusive, and there's less boxing than there is UFC, so that they can build it up so much to make it a bigger purse?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But boxing used to be like the sport.
Correct.
All the celebrities would show up. Now it's me, and all the celebrities show up to UFC.
Now, I think when the NFL started, NHL started, I don't think those guys were making a ton of money when they first started.
Right.
NHL still doesn't. Those poor guys take an ass kicking for a little money.
Yep.
They really don't make much money. NHL
They're making
players.
more than I do.
I don't know.
That's it.
Why? What does NHL make?
I mean,
I didn't even know
Guys
that.
are couple $100,000, right?
I'm going to Google the
Quarter
average
mil?
NHL. I think probably about a quarter or less.
I mean, depending on what kind of player. I mean, obviously, if you're an all-star player, you're making.
Of course, yeah. No, if you're like that,
You're Wayne Gretzky.
yeah.
You're making money. Yeah.
Right. But your
Yeah,
average
if you're
Joe's on
Lundqvist,
there.
yeah.
Right. Lundqvist, you're making money. Right. But
I think the UFC is. I mean, I think I'll miss it the era, but I think they will definitely be paid in the future. You know.
Okay, I think I'm completely off, and maybe I'm. Listen, I'm not the youngest guy.
$500,000.
So years ago, I think it was a lot different.
Here we go,
could
years
be-
ago.
I could be totally off, but it says the average NHL salary was $2.4 million.
oh wow,
So I'm totally
that seems
off.
more like
the-
it though.
the
You
thing
know.
I'm
is-
surprised because I
the-
remember it used to be a lot less.
Oh.
The thing is, to be an NHL player,
Yeah.
you're kind of a freak of nature.
Yeah.
You know? Because I've got some buddies, you know, growing up that, like, they could skate backwards faster than I could skate forward. They, you know, watch this, that corner, wow, boom, and like, and then they're telling me how they're struggling to make a junior team. I'm like,
Well,
but dude, you're so sick.
When you're an NHL player, there's so much going on at once between, you know, the physical shape you have to be in, the ice skating.
You have to be tough.
Yeah,
You have to be-
gotta be tough as
yeah.
nails. Those guys are fucking ruthless.
They're catching
Yeah, they
pucks
are.
in their
Yeah,
hand,
they are.
dropping it, and then hitting it in the air. It's
Yep.
like,
I mean,
dude.
and I know, here we go. I know I'm old. Years ago, they didn't have a helmet requirement. These
Yeah.
guys were out there with no fucking helmet on.
Yeah.
These guys, no helmet, no mouthpiece, blood on the ice. I used to go to my father had NHL tickets all the time for Islanders over here. And I used to go, and the best part of it was the fights.
Yeah.
And the refs would let them fight, and they still do.
Of course.
They let them fight.
That's what everybody goes to watch. Like
Right.
everybody goes to watch
They don't wanna get in
NASCAR for the
between.
accidents.
Well, there was.
You know what I'm saying?
There was. I forget where I heard this quote, but
Like honestly, everybody wants to watch UFC for the knockouts.
Well,
I don't want to
you're-
see you
yeah.
roll around on the floor for three fucking things.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you're on your block growing up, right? There's a
Right.
basketball game on one corner, a football game on one corner, a hockey game on one corner, and a fight on the fourth corner. Where's everybody go?
The fight all
Yeah.
fucking day.
It's the most exciting part of it.
All day.
You know?
I mean, it's true human endurance, man to man, fist to fist.
I mean, like, do I respect all that, submission
Yes.
shit that you do? Absolutely. But I really just want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a funny question. If you're ever rolling around, you're wrestling.
Right.
You ever say to yourself, man, this motherfucker stinks?
Yes.
Do guys not shower? I heard the guys in wrestling
There's
didn't shower on purpose
wrestling?
prior
Oh, that's
to
different.
fights.
That's wrestling.
Yeah, prior to matches.
That'd be a
they
match,
used to-
right?
Right.
That's
Prior to a
that.
match.
That's more. I mean,
But is
in
that a
high
tech-
school?
is that a technique?
No. In high school, that'd been maybe the weird kid.
Right.
That
The awkward kid that didn't
sucked
shower.
anyways. But like internationally, I've been to a few tournaments where like people from I don't know, like Ukraine or the Middle East will be over there, and like they just naturally they're not as hygienic as we are,
Yep.
and just the sauna would just reek of just
Body
body
odor.
odor,
Yeah,
and
that
just
shit's
like
rough.
damn.
I
So-
can't
And
do
it's
it.
nothing to them, just like, dude.
Yeah.
I
Right.
know. I used to live in the city, and I used to get on the train, and then they'd stand. I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Yo,
Yeah.
They could
like,
tolerate
right in their ear,
themselves.
do not stand beside me." I used to be,
Yeah.
crazy. I
So
can't
like,
do it.
tolerate
so like he said,
themselves.
like if I'm rolling with someone jiu-jitsu wise and they smell like, dude, you stink. Like get a different shirt. Like you're gross. But sometimes I mean,
But if you're in a competitive match, a competitive
A fight?
yeah, and the guy
then
stinks,
I don't. I mean,
You try not to roll around. with him.
it's also weird. Like your senses change.
Mm-hmm.
So senses like smell, you don't really need them that much. So your
Gotcha.
heightened smell isn't like you're more alert. You see, your
Right,
eyes
right.
are
Eyes,
more.
You're listening, you're watching.
Yeah. So even listening, for some fighters they're like, I don't hear anything.
Like your coach yelling, you don't hear that, or
Really?
I mean, I personally do, but like the crowd, I mean, you'll hear the overall like, but you won't hear like the one guy like fucking kill him, because they're every fight. That guy's at every fight.
There's a heckler to everyone.
Yes.
That would be Tminus.
No, Dick, I don't do that shit.
But your corners are much closer to you than they are, you know, and I've got a developed ear for my corners, you know, or I'll purposely bring my opponent over there
Oh, that's smart.
so I can hear my corners better,
Oh, that's smart.
you know.
That's super smart.
Gotcha. Wow, that's interesting. I'd say it's a whole nother world, and a lot of people don't know that much about it besides what we watch on TV. So it's great to get a little bit of an insight. But
Hold on, real quick.
go ahead.
What's your take on Ronda Rousey?
She's,
A fucking beast.
yeah. I mean, I'm like jealous of her,
Fuck yeah, that's the truth right there.
you know? And you'll hear, I mean, a lot of fighters will, you know, like, oh, dude, like, she's stupid or da-da-da. Like,
Oh nah, yo, they're smoking crack.
no, she's,
She's like top of her game.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, and she's really there to fight. She's not there to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
Not there to be like Mrs. Cool.
Yeah.
This and this and that. She's there legit to
I
fight.
mean, my thing when I'm outside looking in is like, you know, she's one of the snarling kind of like,
Oh yeah.
and
She's
a part of me
serious
is
about
just
it.
like, stop it. But maybe
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what she does to get herself
to get
hyped up.
herself going.
So I'm not gonna, you know, and then you know, part of me, I'm like, you're a lady. Why are you doing that? You know, but, like,
Right.
Yeah.
She's a different kind of lady, though.
actually
She's
kinda
in
cool.
there.
Yeah, she's a different kind of
smoking
lady.
chicks up.
Bruce Jenner's a different kind of lady. You know? And I'm not comparing the two, but you know, but yeah.
All right.
I don't know, dude. She is entertaining as shit to watch
Yeah, I mean, I usually tune in.
because she's just ready to rock.
So
you know?
you're all for women in mixed martial arts.
Yes. I think it's. At first, I was like, "This is dumb. Why are we?"
Yeah, it's like
Dana,
women
Dana,
firefighters.
why are
Like, what are you doing?
This?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
dude, as of late,
Yeah.
some of these girls are way more entertaining to watch than guys.
I actually
Right.
just watched last night that really tall white girl against the black girl.
Oh yeah. It's floating around YouTube.
Yeah,
The boxing
yes.
match. Have you seen that?
yeah.
Oh, right,
yeah.
that was boxing,
Yep.
you're right. Or
Yep.
kickboxing, maybe. Whatever.
No, it was regular boxing.
Regular boxing, yeah.
Yep. And she knocked her the
Knocked her the
fuck
fuck
out. Hell yeah. Yo, bad.
Yeah, so it is entertaining. I've watched some of it.
But dude, the thing is with girls is like, and that makes it entertaining. And I'm not knocking, but some of them it's just they throw technique out the window. Just they stand toe to toe and bang, and
Yeah.
just like, yes,
Yes.
this is sick, you know.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I just wouldn't want to mess with one of them.
Nah, you don't want to fucking like go out on a date with Ronda Rousey and then, you know,
Piss her off.
you disappoint her somehow.
Right.
Yeah, and she breaks your arm. That shit won't be fun.
All right, so let's get back to a couple of different things. So we got a bit of your history, of what's going on today, and you know, I think Tminus originally met you, and let's talk about some cars now.
Right, I met him at Petrol Works.
Petrol Works,
Right.
which is a friend of ours that has a repair shop,
shop,
and
right.
does
Mo.
upgrades and bolt-ons and
I
things
would
of
call
that
it my
nature.
speed shop. That's my speed shops.
Yeah,
Pressure
Mo's
Works.
a good guy.
and he does everything.
He does
Oh,
the
yeah,
right
he
thing.
does.
Yep.
He does.
Yeah.
So what kind of car do you have that he was working on?
I've got two, and Mo's worked on both of them. I actually I've got a 99 Subaru Outback Impreza, and that's my beater. I bought that off Mo. I kind of stole it from him.
Okay.
And, because that car is easily worth $4,000 now.
Did you throw
I've
it to
got
beat him up or
99
something? What happened?
No, I've got 99, it's got 99,000 miles on it. I bought it off of him when it had 73,000 miles on it.
I remember when you bought it. Yep.
For like, I was like, he was like, can you give me 4? I was like, 3,500. And you're like, we'll meet in the middle, 375. All right. and
Yeah, no, it's a good deal.
then I found out like one of his buddies was like, dude, I wanted my brother-in-law to buy that. Mo wouldn't sell it to him. He was gonna buy it for more. Mo's just, he's my boy.
Mo's a good guy.
Yeah,
really
Mo's
good
good.
guy. Give you the shirt off his back. He really
Yes,
would.
yes.
He's that kind of guy. So you've got that, and your other one is a
I've got a SRT8 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
okay.
What year is that? 2013?
That's a 07.
07, really?
A lot of people are like, what year is that? Is that thing new?
Yeah.
No.
No, it looks good though.
Yeah.
And you had a deal with Lexani, right?
Lexani sponsored me when I fought Clay Guida.
By the way, congratulations on
yeah.
that. I like Guida.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
tough.
Guida. And, he is nasty, and he is a winner, and you whipped his ass.
That's what I do.
He's like, yo, that's what I do.
Yeah, so Lexani hooked me up with 22-inch, I forget what type they are, but rims, you know.
Right?
I had to put tires on them, so I'm like,
Yeah,
nice
tires
to
are
get your rims,
expensive.
but then
Yeah.
the tires are expensive.
But Mo hooked it up. I
Did he?
think it was like $600 for all 4.
Oh yeah, he hooked
Yeah,
it up.
no, he hooked you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Mo.
Yeah. Mo.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mo. Mo's actually got one of my cars in his shop now that he's doing.
What do you?
I've got a 1987 Conquest TSI. It's red. I don't know if you saw it there. It's an old school Chrysler Mitsubishi type car.
Small car, right?
Yeah, small hatchback. And he's actually sorting some parts from Japan because it's kind of hard to get some of them.
It is super hard to get parts of that.
I know, and he's fabricating a lot, and he does a lot of that type
He
of
does a
stuff.
lot of my, like, so I remember I brought my Jeep in there. Like, yeah, I'll get, let's get some Flowmasters or whatever. Like, dude, we can modify it. All right. I'll save you some money. I'm like, all right, cool. So, because the SRT exhaust is already really good.
Yeah, it's got a nice rumble.
Yeah, but you made it super loud.
Yeah. So first, so we threw the exhaust on, and because there's two, help me here.
Catalytic converters.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So we took out.
No help from Seth.
I was reading Ronda Rousey.
So we took out one.
Kind of hot.
Rousey.
We took out one and we put 5-inch tips on it.
Right.
And he gives it back to me like, you like it? I'm like, sick. So I'm talking on a 3-way talk with my brothers. I'm driving. I'm like, you guys want to hear this? And I'm like, I stop my, and they're like, I don't hear anything. I'm like, all right. Next day I brought them home. I'm like, Mo, I need it louder.
I remember he made it ridiculously loud.
So then we took out the so on those, I think it goes headers, or it goes from out of the engine at the block.
Yep.
2 into 1, and then it comes back into 2 at the end.
Oh really? Yep.
So we went and we put in a Flowmaster. So it goes 2 in, 2 out. And that, helped to breathe a little better. So we did that, and then it was louder.
Right.
Sick. And then Security Dodge over in Amityville sponsors me.
Okay.
And my buddy Johnny, he just really likes me, and he takes a lot of his stuff, and they keep it still in the policy or the
Warranty?
In the warranty,
Right.
if he takes it to his guy,
Right.
And they put headers on it, chipped it, tuned it,
Oh, they take care of
and he
you.
was like, "Here, dude." He's like, "That's like $5,000 worth of work." I'm like, "Sick,
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you."
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So now it's got a serious rumble to it.
So,
That's awesome.
so was that like the first? What was the first thing you bought yourself after you won a big fight? Was that something?
No,
that,
my first truck that I had was I felt good about myself. I bought a 2-door Dodge 1500 RT.
Okay.
So that had like 400 horsepower in the engine, and then I put exhaust on it, cold air intake, and but that thing was fun, man, because it's only 2-wheel drive.
Right.
I'd take the traction control off and be like, watch this, light in the back, and just, I just
Absolutely,
felt like
yeah.
the man, I would really like to have the SRT 10, but that's another double in price.
They have it?
They don't make it anymore, but you can get one. Yeah.
Back then, they're
Really? Oh,
Yeah, the SRT10, the Viper,
the
with the
Viper
Viper.
truck.
Oh, wait,
Right.
Yeah.
Was that in 08?
I think it was 05 to 08 or something like that. It was the
Those are sick,
RT10. It was a
dude.
10-cylinder. Came in stick.
Yep.
500
the Viper motor,
horsepower,
right.
with,
Yeah.
and then you can get some of them in like a stick shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, 2-door.
Yeah, they were awesome.
It
Yep.
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they didn't have enough weight in the back to actually.
To get traction.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
kind of just spinning your tires nonstop. So let me ask you this. With your success, and it's growing, and I'm sure you're gonna
Rapidly.
I'm sure
He's
you're
gonna
gonna
decimate-
take it down on the next fight.
Decimate July 11th.
Is there anything on your bucket list as far as cars? Is there something that you like? If I gave you a blank check right now, within reason, what would you want?
Okay, so I mean,
under $250,000.
I would get the Lamborghini Aventador.
That's about $500,000. So yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd have
400,000.
It's 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd have to give you a check for 500.
Yeah,
Well,
give him a
that
check.
I mean, that
You want
would
me to
be
sponsor him?
Yeah,
man?
write him a check, Seth. You got that.
So Exotic
That
Valley's
would-
now
that
going to
would-
sponsor
yeah,
Dennis
that's it.
Bermudez.
That would be the
500 grand.
go-to. But I've always been in love with the Dodge Viper. And with that being said, it's
So your boys at security should hook you up,
I
man.
know.
Word.
What's
I
the
know.
deal with
Yo,
that?
Security Dodge, if you're listening
If
to
you're
this,
listening, this is,
hook your boy Menace up. He's a
just
good
been
guy.
called
I
out.
just even wanted to drive one. You know, come on, man.
I can get you one from a rental company.
We can make that happen for you.
The new ones?
Yep.
No, not the new one. Not
Yeah,
from
the
a
new
rental
one.
company.
Not the TA.
Yeah, the track
regular
attack.
one. Yeah.
I like that one. It's got all carbon fiber accents.
Yep.
That one's what's up.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
They made that one to beat the Corvette, right?
I don't know if it beat the Corvette, but that's
Well,
what they
I
made
remember
that's what they made it for.
I
yeah.
was reading this article, and it was, Dodge Viper came out, beat the Corvette, so Corvette said, all right, see ya.
Right.
So they made their stock Corvette.
Right.
So then Viper made the TA, which stands for track attacks, to beat the Corvette on
The Nürburgring. I think
Right.
it was Nürburgring.
on just its time is better on that track. I don't think it's overall faster.
Right. It's overall faster if it beat it on that track.
Okay.
Because that's the standard. Nürburgring's the standard.
Okay.
Yeah, that has become the standard.
Or Laguna.
Laguna
Laguna
Seca?
Seca.
Yeah.
That's just a track in California.
Yeah. But that's just what this article said,
Right.
All right, so we need to get the UFC to pay you like $1 million
Well, hang
next
on,
year,
here's-
and then you're gonna get yourself a Viper.
Something I've been thinking about.
You want me to be
recently,
your manager? I'll get you that $1 million.
So talking about Rampage and getting cars from UFC.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you do the Ultimate Fighter show as a coach,
Okay,
at the end,
they give you a car.
what do you want?
Really?
I mean,
Within
I,
reason.
So when are
I
you gonna
think
coach?
within reason. Well, I would love that.
You gotta
And then
be
I
honest,
got the
coach.
thinking, because I've got 2 kids. I mean, do I get a Dodge Viper and then I just, or
keep the Jeep and get a Viper.
Would I get like the Porsche Cayenne Turbo?
Right?
Well, I mean, you could have the best of both worlds. Just
Or
both.
You already got a fast truck, though.
right.
Right.
Well, no,
So-
I'd maybe. Or I like the Audi RS7. That's
car.
a dope.
That thing is fast
because that's
as
luxury esque too. You could show up looking like
Yeah, you
You
go
can-
to dinner.
you
and-
can- hell.
You can get out in a nice suit in that, and whereas I feel like the Jeep, if I get out in a nice suit, I'm still dapper, but
Yeah, no, it's
does
nice
he have
to
a
go out in.
Does he
Yeah,
have a
it's
race
fast.
suit underneath to that?
Yo, that RS7 is fast.
yes, it is very nice. I almost bought one and it got sold out from under me before I bought the S8.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he's got
nice
an
car.
Audi S8.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, no, he's got some other shit. He's got some other shit.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Um,
Now the S8 has the factory V10 Lamborghini Gallardo engine.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah, so-
The S8 does.
Yeah, mine does.
Yeah, but it's
In
heavy.
2008.
It's way heavier than a Gallardo.
Not really. It's about 4,000 pounds.
How much is a Gallardo? Like
3,800, I think.
you
3,800.
just, you just.
It's like 200-pound difference.
No, it's not. It's more than that.
All right, I'm gonna Google this. That's
All right.
it.
Right. Hang on. The Gallardo's like.
They're really not that light. They're four-wheel drive.
Oh, so you have 2 axles that have.
Let's see,
got it.
2008.
Yeah, but so is the S8, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also four-wheel drive.
So let's knock it off. Here.
Yeah.
Unless they're using like light metal.
All right, Lamborghini Gallardo curb weight is 3,241 pounds.
Oh, so that's a huge difference.
And let's go.
Yeah, yours is gonna be like. 'cause
Yeah,
not
yours
a-
has gotta be
That's not a
4,000.
small car.
No, not at all.
That's like when I see that, that's a boat.
Yep, it is a boat.
It is a big car. It is. Oh yeah, no, I'm way off.
You're like it's like 5.
He was off about the NHL also, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I'm off today. I'm off. All right, so the Audi S8 is about 1,000 pounds heavier.
So the Menace 1, Seth 0.
Yes, yes.
Oh, shit.
After this podcast, we're going outside and we'll go fight in the yard.
And I'm going to fucking YouTube that shit. There won't be a fucking fight.
Let me go get my gun.
Yo, you're going to need a gun.
I need my pistol.
Yeah, seriously.
But so, have you ever had a street fight that you'll admit to prior to your career?
No, I mean,
Do you steer away from them? I mean, do people?
yeah, I've had it's
Do people fuck with you because of who you are? Do you think?
no.
Because I've seen
Nobody
that.
ever tries to test your strength like, hey, man, yo, just put me in an arm bar.
Listen, you little punk.
Well,
or
no,
anything like
I'll
that.
be at a bar like like, hey, dude, fucking hit me. I want to see what it's like to get hit by a
Yeah.
UFC fighter.
Really? Some
And
guy's
then
drunk
my
fucked up.
response is I get paid to hit people.
That's
like-
that's the truth, though.
I'll give you $50. I'm like, you're gonna need.
How much to hit Tminus right now?
Look at this motherfucker. Yo, what is that? You're fucking not, bitch ass? Look, he's broke. Show him.
Broke.
Show him.
Those are singles.
One punch?
Yo, his wallet consists of a rubber band. If that's not a drug dealer, I don't know what is.
That's a Jewish bankroll. It's 100 around all ones.
Yeah, sure, bro.
No, but so people do say that when they
pay
drunk.
you
I
not to
mean,
have
you know, I've definitely
Make some
sat.
good
I've
money
definitely
for that
sat
shit.
there before. At kind of a beer or two, like 100 maybe. You know.
Yeah. You know what? I'll pay you $100 to hit Seth right now.
Okay.
You know what?
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Come on, like
Let's do it.
where am I hitting him?
Seth, do you think you can take one in the chest?
No. Not
All right.
today.
What about the arm?
Yeah, of course I could take.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Oh, you see all that confidence? Yo, cryogenic that motherfucker right now, son.
I'm gonna need a cryo bath.
Yo,
after this.
I'll give you $200 to punch him in the arm right now.
I mean, if he'll let me. I mean, I could do it totally
But
against his
Too bad
will.
we're not videoing this.
No, yeah,
podcast.
but
I can do it
I
totally
want you.
against his will.
I want you to break his shoulder.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't think
that's
he's gonna
real.
break my shoulder. I
Yo,
mean,
why are you doubting my man, the Menace, son?
Fuck, man.
why? It's listen.
Listen, what?
Just because those letters UFC doesn't mean he's gonna break my shoulder.
Wow, yo, you hear all this shit? Damn, bro.
That's right. T-Minus got me
hear this?
T-Minus got me talking shit to
Seriously.
Dennis the Menace right now.
Seriously, yo, Menace, man, show 'em what time it is,
Yo,
bro.
I might hire him as
Show
my
'em why
hype
they
man.
call you the Menace,
As
bro.
my hype man.
Menace.
I got you,
He
dude.
rolls around the dirt. Dennis the Menace.
Wow, you listen to this?
He's got me going.
Bro,
All right.
it'd be
So
like
anyway.
your first Jewish trophy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think there's not many Jewish guys in the UFC.
There probably isn't.
There probably isn't because they're not.
Because you guys are pussy.
No, because we're small.
Whoa!
We're the guys backing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably. Is
Where the
Dana,
guys
is Dana
backing?
White Jewish?
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of. How is
He's
Dana
got
White?
he's got some sick cars.
He's got some
Does
sick
he?
money.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
our,
He is serious money.
How is he as a person? No, dude. I mean,
I get that question a lot, and it's
I think he seems like a cocky kind of guy, but maybe that's just
well, I
his
mean,
persona on
it's,
TV.
It's
I mean, he can.
All right,
he's
let's-
probably
let's-
earned the right
I mean,
to
he
be.
really put UFC where it is.
Yeah.
so,
He's
you
kind of
know,
earned the right
yeah,
to
sure.
be.
and on the same token, so any kind of celebrity, right? Everybody that's around them all day is just blowing them.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, what can I do? Just like they want like when I'm around him, like I'm not like. Of
course not.
He's cool, whatever, but like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna blow him.
Right,
you know?
right.
And he likes.
You're
that.
not going to be like, oh my God,
No,
Dana White.
He likes that. He respects that. Like I'm like, treat him like a human rather than a god.
Yeah, you
which
do your
most
thing.
people he's
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
treat him like,
Absolutely.
And then another thing is, is he a dick? Like, no. So you have a business, right?
Sure.
Your employee fucks up. You're not nice to him, right?
Correct.
You're not.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Right.
Everybody's gotta be accountable
hang on.
for what they did,
So
right.
what people see Dana White like, yelling at fires, stuff like that, and being where it's because they fucked up. Mm-hmm. And it just happens.
no, I
hang
see him
on.
as a
And
businessman,
And
yeah.
he doesn't care that the camera's rolling.
Right. Which I like because I think that's
Real.
Right.
Now,
exactly.
Now, a lot of times they don't air things like when, like, hey, dude, what's up? Like when he's just being cool, like,
Right.
dude, sick fight. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but he's cool though, right?
the thing, like when he's like, yo, you're a fucking, whatever.
So he keeps it real. He keeps it real.
People hang on to that.
Right.
But he's also all the time, yo, sick fight, you did great. He just says that a lot, so people don't like hang on to that. So
Right,
they
right, right.
visualize him as this ass, and he's not.
He's just I think he's a shrewd businessman. I think he really knows his shit. And I mean, I don't know, he seems all right to me.
And so you guys talked about, he's worth a lot of money. Dude, I don't
He
know.
is worth some
I don't
bread.
know if I'd want to be him.
Listen, the more money,
He-
more problems, and that's a fact in
That's
life.
bullshit, bro.
Dude.
That's how you live your life.
No,
No.
dude, he
No.
is so on top of things. He's in an airplane.
Like 24/7. He doesn't get a time to breathe, it seems. He's
It's-
always moving.
That's like where he gets to hang out. Is like in his airplane kind of. And even when he's on his airplane, he's emailing, making calls.
You know what?
It's just-
I'll send out some fucking emails. Give me a plane. Word up.
Listen, you don't know how somebody else's
I don't know,
life is
dude.
until
Hang
Yeah,
on.
you
but
walk a mile in their
but
shoes.
there's a ton of people who struggle in a daily life, and they're not on a plane. and it's much easier
and-
to cry in a Ferrari than it is in a Fiat.
Well, and I say this all the time, and you're going to disagree with me. I'd rather be happy and poor than wealthy and miserable.
Well, then, why don't you give me your money?
I don't have any. That's why.
Why don't you just give me the money that you have in your pocket that you do have that we saw just 20 minutes ago?
That's why I'm poor and happy.
Bro, you are not poor, and I don't know about happy.
Oh God! All right. Well, Dennis, all I have to say is thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate all the insight on UFC. It was awesome. I want to switch over to a quick little subject because this is something relevant in the news, and I'm going to hand you guys a copy of it, and then I'll tell you guys what it's about, and you can peruse through it real quick. There are these new Chinese companies. I want to touch on this.
Yep, they make copies of cars.
Who are making copies of cars. They're making fakes.
Yep.
And they're selling them. And part of the reason is because, like, one of the companies is a company called, this is the one I gave you, Landwind instead of Land Rover.
Right.
It's called Landwind. Now, Land Rovers in China go for double what they are here.
Exactly double because they have 100% import tax.
Right. So you could take a Range Rover from here for 110 grand, bring it over there, and you get 240 for it. And that's how much they sell for. So a lot of people are exporting cars out of the country here. In fact, we touched on this on another podcast where we talked about trucks and all-wheel drive vehicles, where in order to buy a Range Rover here in the U.S., it's almost like they have to do like a security check on you now.
Right, because they're so scared you're going to send it to
that you're going to
China.
ship it to China.
Right.
So here's a company called Landwind. They just launched a prototype, which they said they're going to build, which is an X7. It's an actual clone of the Range Rover Evoque. And I just handed these guys packages. You guys can, carnewschina.com had this. And when you look at the pictures, it's amazing how similar they are.
Yep.
It's like they bought an Evoque. They took the parts, they molded all the pieces, they changed it up a little bit, and it's almost identical, yet the Landwind starts at, I think, $19,000.
Jeez.
And the Range Rover Evoque starts at like $39,000.
Right.
Oh, really? It's that cheap?
The Evoque, yeah, it starts at fully loaded. The Landwind's probably like $28,000, and the Evoque is like $50,000.
Right.
So you're talking less than half, and you're getting a Chinese car like this. So, I mean, what do you think of that? Like, do you think that's faking it, or do you think that's smart business?
I think for China, it's smart business.
You know, what happens when they make it over here to the States?
I don't think they're going to make it over here to the States.
I don't know. Anything's possible. I mean,
is there like a patent on it, or how does that work?
No, there's no like design patents. Of course, Land Rover, they try to, you know, I'm sure they're going to start some sort of litigation saying, they're trying to copy us, but there's really no copy. It's kind of like,
right,
way back when they
similar.
did kit cars. There were Lamborghini Countach kit cars.
Right.
Built on Fiero chassis.
On like a Pontiac Fiero or a Volkswagen chassis.
Right.
And back then, Lamborghini would put a stop to it if they advertised it as a Lamborghini or if they used the Lamborghini crest. Now, interesting enough, these replica companies back then, what they would do is they would leave like the hood emblems off, and they would say, you can go get a hood emblem from Lamborghini and it'll fit. But they won't sell the hood emblem and they won't make one. So they're not replicating it. They're just replicating the size.
Right, so this is kind of like borderline, like the cop cars you can't use.
I tell you what, I mean, and all the
switchery and everything. It's
like all the performances the same?
It's very similar. Different power plants. They're not the same, but everything is very similar. In fact, all the seating surfaces are very similar. The speaker locations are virtually the same. One has like
one is round,
grills,
the one's square. Right, exactly.
Right. The length of them are pretty much the same.
I'd rock a Landwind.
You know what?
Would you?
Yeah.
Not me.
No?
I mean, I don't know. People go after the prestigious names. They, just like fake watches. Like, would you wear a fake Rolex?
Would I? Or
Yeah.
would Dennis?
Both of you.
I would. If the shit was like crazy correct.
Right.
Yeah. If I can fake it and get away with it.
Okay, so what
without doing it,
what you're saying is if the Landwind said Land Rover, then you probably would.
Yeah, if it said Land Rover, you open the hood, everything Land Rover. You look at the dash, everything Land Rover.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you're okay with the fake.
Absolutely. What? I'd be rolling around with a smile on my face like, look at these idiots.
Gotcha.
They think that, they think I paid $100 grand. I paid $20,000. Like, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, all the AC Cobras that are out there.
Because none of these people even go off road with these fucking trucks.
The Landwind, right? So, dude, is that a Range Rover? No, dude, new Landwind. You don't even know about it.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
And there's another company called...
You've never seen one before, have you?
Nope. There's another company called Zotye, Zotye. They're building a replica to a Porsche Macan. And it's virtually identical. And those sell for $30,000 when a Porsche Macan, I think, is about $50,000. And they're doing this now. There was a huge thing overseas And Tminus, you had told me about this, and I Googled it, and it was true.
Holy shit! Look at that.
Where
Seth admitted I was right.
The government there found 22 Apple stores.
Yep.
And Apple does not have a store in China. They're all replica stores. It's
Starbucks too.
Oh, I didn't know about Starbucks, but there's a guy who dumped a whole bunch of money,
Dude, they have
made
fake-
Apple
they have
signs.
fake-
Very,
everything.
very sneaky.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Dave! Yo, you know when you go to the Apple store here and they're all wearing like the same color
Same thing,
shirt,
blue
with
shirts.
the same like
Yeah.
the name tag on the string. They all have that. Wow. In
and
the fake store,
And the phones and iPads are replicas. They're not real, but they look identical.
and they have the
It's
same
amazing.
operating system.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, you know, like the wood and the glass and all the treatments inside the Apple store.
Yeah.
Same thing in the
Virtually
fake store.
identical.
Dang.
Yeah, and even the people, they interviewed some of the workers, they thought they were working for Apple.
Yes.
They had no idea.
Right.
Yeah, and they're selling
And it's
fake products.
totally fake.
And they
Everything
have
fake.
in China. There's not that many laws governing this, so they have Adidas stores, Nike stores. They're all fake.
Wow.
So I
It's
mean,
crazy.
In China, the economy is doing so well. At this point, even the fakes are doing just as well.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this is going back. This is getting.
You know what's crazy? This is that trend that Seth just talked about is actually taking off in wheel companies in the United States. Back in the days, the really only real wheel companies were like HRE, BBS, Centerline, Forgeline, and
Fittipaldi,
Kinesis.
stuff like that.
Yeah, Fittipaldi was Momo.
Right.
We're so
But now,
materialistic, right?
Yeah.
so materialistic. But now you have rim companies like
Biting off
Varston,
of each other, right.
Right, Varston, which puts out a Volk Racing TE37, but it's their own edition for half the price, and people are buying them, but they're buying them at such a rate that now it's cool to have Varstones on your car. It's cool to have Vossens. Vossen started out as a replica company too.
Yeah, it's kind of wild how it's all evolving, and but they're developing a brand of their own here.
Right.
Like this Apple company in China is like, Mei Ping goes in, the guy's name is Mei Ping. He goes and opens up a store. He calls it like, Apple, puts an Apple sign on the window and everything, gets all these replica phones, and he's selling it as Apple. So he's ripping people off.
Right,
But
he's
it's
not
legal.
selling it as Mei Ping, which is
Right.
like a fraction of the cost. He's selling it for what America sells Apple products for.
Right, like this Landwind, they're selling it as a Landwind.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a
not
Landwind.
selling it as a replica, right.
It's a duplicate or a replica with a different name. So it's kind of interesting what's going on overseas. I don't know. I think I would have to take one, beat the crap out of it like a Landwind, and see if it really does hold up. If it does, I'm all game for saving money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heck, I mean, listen, my Spiker has an Audi power plant. For all intents and purposes, people say it's nearly almost a kit car. The taillights are from a Lamborghini Diablo. The interior is made by Spiker. The hand-rolled body is made by another company in Europe. So in essence, they assemble it all, and heck, it's the fraction of a price from a lot of other supercars.
If you get into a Lamborghini Gallardo, all the interior is made. It's all Audi.
Audi, yeah.
Because
Audi.
I mean,
Audi,
so
Volkswagen. You put it up in the air, and you see the Volkswagen emblems underneath stamped in.
yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just like in
100%.
my NSX, it used to say Honda.
Honda, yeah. Well,
Right.
that car was
Yeah,
a
but
Honda
then-
NSX overseas.
Yeah, they
That's correct.
owned it, right?
Honda owns Acura.
Yes.
Right.
And Nissan owns Infiniti.
Right.
Toyota owns
Toyota's
Lexus.
But it was.
'Cause I remember
but the
when I
NSX was marketed as an Acura here just because Acura was a more prestigious
Is
brand.
a luxury brand.
Because I
Correct.
remember playing, and I get a lot of my information
Grand
about
Theft
cars.
Auto?
No,
Gran
Gran
Turismo.
Turismo.
Gran Turismo,
Fuck
that's
yeah.
the one.
you know.
I've
Gotta
never,
give Dennis
So
an
I-
off
never played it.
Mike Pound for that. You never play. Oh, that dude.
The only game I ever played, I have the Wii U for my kids, and I never play anything.
Nah, dude,
since.
you got to get Gran Turismo because it's not just
Yeah.
it's not a video game. It's a simulator.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's authentic. The
I'm gonna go
physics
buy it.
are
I have the
authentic.
steering wheels and shit downstairs.
No, you got to play with you can play with the steering wheel, but it's not.
Yeah, I think the controller
You
pops
gotta
out
play
of
with the
steering wheel.
controller. It's much better, dude.
Well, I mean, the newer systems, if you got a
Oh,
PS4
maybe the newer
or Xbox
systems.
One, those hook up.
Why they got Gran Turismo for PS4?
Yeah, dude. Whoa.
Yeah,
maybe.
no.
6 is coming out soon.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Man, I'm so far behind.
Hang on, but no, because I remember
Years ago.
I remember in Gran Turismo, the first one,
Right.
they had an NSX in the Honda category.
That's correct.
And they had an NSX in the Integra.
And yeah, they still do.
Oh wow, that's
they still do.
interesting.
Yeah.
They have it on both.
So I was like, wait a second. And I was like young.
Right.
I remember I told you I like Dodge Vipers?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm buying a Viper. So I just kept doing this one track I could keep beating. and I wasn't making a lot of money. I was there like all night, like sleepy. I like, I'm gonna get the Viper. And I got the Viper like
Yeah, but that happened with a lot of us, trying to win
Then your
the
memory,
dope cars to run, yeah.
Then your memory card malfunctioned or something like
No,
that.
that should never happen to me.
That happened to me.
thank
I
God.
lost all my cars.
That was it.
I don't want to get into
That's
it.
awful.
I don't want to get into it.
No, that's
You
awful.
almost beat the machine up.
Hell yeah.
Like
He was like, yo, machine, I am the motherfucking menace.
It's
I will
dumb to
crush
cry.
you.
No, I was like, I don't know, 10 then?
Yep.
Like,
That's back when, Seth was like 30.
hours putting,
Yeah, of course.
You're just as old as me. You fucking.
No, but I don't look as old as you do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You look like the old wolf man.
Oh God.
Why don't you shave that beard,
Yeah,
dude?
here it goes.
Oh, why don't you grow out the fucking, the side shit, like the Hasidics and B&H?
Those are your boys.
Yeah, I wish they were my boys. I love that store.
Amazing. So. All right, so that's touching on the Chinese-built cars. I think they're kind of cool. Hopefully, maybe we can get one and beat the crap out of it someday. I'm actually supposed to go. I was supposed to go this week. I don't know if we're gonna have time to go see the Alpha.
Oh, the
4C
4C.
convertible. Yeah, they have one for me to test drive and beat the crap out of.
Nice.
If you need someone else to test drive some things, I'm
Oh,
really good
you
at
know
that.
what? We're going to have to bring Dennis with us.
All right,
Yeah.
that's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm really good at that.
They want me to test drive it because they want to sell me one. I actually have my name on the list for one, but I don't think I'm going to take it. It's too
Yeah,
small.
I'm not into that thing. But
Nah,
okay.
it's too small. So, okay. Well, that's our podcast for this episode. Let's touch on everybody's Instagram and things like
Hold on,
that.
we're not going to talk about things that piss us off?
Oh, let's do that first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. All right, things that piss us off. Every podcast, I didn't tell you about this before, Dennis.
Okay.
I pick a topic that pisses us off that has to do with like the automotive world or something out there. Everybody kind of chimes in and sounds off about it. So the topic for this podcast that I chose is something that's been going on in social media that I happen to learn a lot about from Tminus, and and sometimes I forget about it. But it's very important, and not only is it important to keep your name, quote unquote, clean out there in social media, but also to give respect to others, and that is photo credit. And what pisses me off is when people steal my photos, repost them, and don't give me photo credit. And listen, I found this out the hard way by not giving photo credit to somebody myself, which now I'm very particular about, and I make sure I always tag them properly, hashtag them properly, so on and so forth. So what pisses me off is the people that steal my pictures and don't give the proper photo credit. Now, T-Minus being a photographer, I'm sure he has a different take on it.
Absolutely. I take that super duper serious because if you're taking my picture of a car and you're posting it on your page and you happen to be a mechanic shop or you happen to be a speed shop or performance shop or anything, and you're then using my content, well, if you, let's just say under the stipulation that you don't give me photo credit or you don't tag me as the photographer in the picture, you're now using my content to advertise for your business. So you're making money, but I'm not, and I'm the one that took the picture. You're not even giving me photo credit. So I mean, it's crazy to me. So I get real serious. I take it super personal because everything is a business. And if I'm shooting with my $6,000 camera, let's just say the body's $2,200, the lens is $3,000, the filters, a tripod, this and that. Plus, I'm putting in my effort to shoot your car. I'm lying down. I'm getting up. I'm trying all these different angles. Then I go home. Then I go home and I edit for 2 hours in Lightroom on the one picture, and then I put it up, and you just take it and post it and don't give me credit? Yeah. You best believe your ass I'm coming after you.
So needless to say, be careful of T-Minus's pictures out there and don't fuck with him.
Yeah. I mean, I take it real serious. Everybody's making money, but I don't make money? Nah.
I
That
just
shit don't
learned.
go
I
like
just
that.
learned about this not too long ago too, because one of my friends took a picture of me
Right?
training,
Right?
and it was like on their iPhone,
Right.
And they sent it. They
sent it to you?
They texted to me,
And you
I
posted
put it up
it?
on Instagram. Like, dude, no photo credit. And I was like, I didn't think.
Right. You weren't even thinking of it.
Yeah.
Right. Totally.
And, well, I mean, I think because he's not a photographer.
Right.
He just
right. And he took it with his iPhone.
Yeah. So
and
I
he
did-
sent it to me without you asking for it. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So, and in that,
But
in
from
that
then
respect,
on, I started to, if I use a photographer that takes a photo of me, I definitely tag them in it.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it is important out there, and people need to know. And and need to properly give people photo credit, a lot of times it's even best to ask the person permission
Right, to use their photo. Right.
to use their photo. If it's a photo that's been not a photo that they took, if it's a photo that they're taking.
Right.
From
Exactly.
someone, meaning they didn't take it with their camera. Let's say, there's a photograph on Tminus's page. I'll always say to him, hey, do you mind if I repost it?
Right.
And he'll say, no, go for it. And I'll take the photo and then, tag him and give him the photo credit.
Now,
properly
what
for it.
T-minus? What if I use the repost app to post one of your pictures?
Oh yeah, it'd be the same thing. If you used it without my permission, like if you just took it, you took my photo of, I put up a picture of a Porsche,
Right.
And you took it and posted it on your wall and didn't give me
but
photo
do you
credit.
know? Do you know what repost app
Yeah,
is?
Yeah, the repost
Oh,
app.
That's
Yeah, you're basically
Yeah, it's no
jacking
good.
the picture. Yeah,
Yeah, you're stealing.
no, but it shows your at and everything like that.
Oh yeah, I know. It shows like at T-minus NYC Car Lifestyle, whatever. But if you're a nobody, I'll probably let it slide. If you have 10,000 followers or better, yeah, I'm taking it real serious.
Right.
Because I think, like this is what I put so much effort into, and I have X amount of dollars in equipment and this and that, and it's not like some just, iPhone photo on the subway or whatever. It's like there's effort put into it, and you're now growing your following from my content.
Right.
So somebody's winning, but it's not me. I'm not into that.
When I personally do the at repost thing, like whatever you had written, whatever,
Right.
I still keep in that body.
Right. In the caption.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
Right now, for the most part.
I just hang on. I'm trying to learn right now. I don't want to fuck up.
Oh yeah, no. For the most part,
Yeah.
reposting people's pictures is not really shunned upon. For the most part,
It's when
it
I know,
depends
it's when
on
you go
right. It depends on who it is that you're reposting.
On crop out
and how big you are.
If
Yup.
it's,
Yeah, oh, yeah, I
if
take
it's
that.
one of your boys, you were out last night, you all
Yeah,
took a group picture
yeah.
and you reposted, not a big deal.
Right.
But when it comes to like an advertising company or a person who's a
Right.
photographer who is taking a certain picture from a certain view,
Right,
and
like
it's,
my picture is not about your car. Your car is dope. Don't get me wrong, but it's my picture that's making your car look sick. Because I think with my skill in photography, I can make a stock Honda Accord look pretty dope.
Right.
Granted, a Lamborghini is always going to look dope in every picture,
Right.
but I can make it look that much better because of my skill. And
So future references.
yeah, I mean, honestly,
we shoot
Instagram.
the Jeep.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got you. Don't stress that. But what I'm saying is, like, for Instagram's not brand new. It's not a new platform where people are like, wait. I didn't know I had to do that. Everybody knows about copyright laws. Everybody knows about stealing. You take somebody's something, you take their picture, and now you're using it without my permission and without tagging me. Like, tagging me is a little thing, but I should be getting paid. If you're using my content on your page to promote yourself or to get yourself more followers,
Right, for a business reason, for a
then
commercial reason.
yeah, then yo, you should pay me. At the very least, you should tag me in the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I will go to war. Like, if somebody just did this
See how
to me
passionate
recently.
Yeah, I
T-minus
can
is
tell
on it?
something.
Yeah.
He's very
his
passionate.
His hands
He's
are
very
going.
passionate. We could do a whole podcast
He's-
on it, so we probably should.
I'm
We
little.
should,
I
yeah.
feel slightly threatened.
Nah, man, you don't, bro.
You don't want him to punch you.
Nah,
You don't.
I'm a sick fuck.
Be careful.
I can't fight. I can't fight like you. There's no. I'm definitely. Forget about it. My physical condition. I'm probably on the verge of death my own self. Right. But I'm sick. If you get into it with me, I'm not going to end it at. Oh, all right, man. Yo, hey, you beat me.
So
oh,
the
we're good.
moral of
I'm
the
gonna come and
story
kill
is,
you. Yeah.
don't take T-minus's pictures, and if you plan
Ever.
on it,
I'm just saying for
Give him-
Instagram. This
give
is
him notice.
Instagram is a business.
Do they have your
everybody's a
email?
business. Do you what?
Did they have their email?
Who?
The people listening.
yeah, well, we're
Oh.
going to go over that.
Yeah, we're gonna go through all that. Yeah.
Want to do that right now? Let's do
Sure.
it right now. Okay, so we're going to go around the room. Everybody's going to give their contact info, email. Dennis, you can tell us.
I'm not giving you my email.
You can tell us when where your Instagram is and when your next fight is. So
Yeah,
we'll
tell-
start with you, Dennis.
So make sure everyone tunes in July 11th for UFC 189. It's going down. I'll be on the pay-per-view card. I'll be the co-main event. So I'm the third to last fight.
This is actually going to air after, but we're going to put out a blast that says
Yeah.
to look for you.
Right.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Menace Bermudez. I made them both the same, so it's easier.
And that's MENACEBERMUDEZ.
Correct. And you can also follow me on my Facebook fan page at Dennis the Menace Bermudez.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule
Absolutely.
and away from your cryo bath to come check us out and and do the podcast with us. It definitely gave us an inside look at your life and your up and coming future that you're building, and it's been great to get to know you on this level, and I'm sure we'll do some other things in the future.
Absolutely.
And,
You're definitely going to be Car Lifestyle family at this point.
That's what I'm about.
Absolutely.
Beautiful thing. Tminus?
You can obviously follow the page at Car Lifestyle, CarLifestyle. Me personally is at T_NYC_Car Lifestyle. You can find me on Facebook under my government at Matthew Doran, last name Doran, Doran. And make sure to follow Cycle Lifestyle. That's directed by our good friend Hollywood Stunts. And we have a new page called VXV Lifestyle, which is basically going to be models and gadgets. So that's brand new. Follow us on all those pages and stay up with us. Stay in touch with us.
Cool. And I am Seth Rose from Exotics Rally. You can find me at Exotics Rally on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, the Hunt Rally, which is going to be in October, and maybe we can convince Dennis to take part of that.
All right.
That's October 10th to the 13th. We're doing a scavenger hunt rally.
Yeah, he could host it for the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a lot we have a lot of guests and celebrities and things like that. We're doing a weekend rally. That's Columbus Day. And Art of Rap NY, which is ARTOFWRAPNY on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And always, we ask that if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please email us at askclpodcast@gmail.com. Please sign up for automatic download of the podcast and subscribe. It's free. The podcast will always remain free. And we ask that you give us a rating online. Ratings help and let us know that we're doing a great job. And we appreciate all the feedback.
Please say something nice.
We appreciate all the feedback, and just recently we had a car show, which we were getting a lot of really good feedback from our listeners, and we actually had a listener who actually wrote in quite a lengthy email, and we're going to pick that up as a topic, which is a day in the life of basically one of the rallies, which most likely will be Bull Run Rally because that's the one I participated in the most. So with that, we're going to wrap up podcast number 12 again. Thank you, Dennis Bermudez.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're going to go off the air now and see who gets their ass kicked first.
I got more money than Seth today. It's a wrap.
See you later.
I'm fucked.
Car Lifestyle.